and offering veterans make on a daily basis by volunteering in their communities. The Veterans Affairs Voluntary Service provides opportunities for those who want to give their time to help veterans. The Veterans Affairs Voluntary Service also places flags on veterans' graves on Memorial Day. Each year, we're blessed with local volunteers, as Ms. Kanita had mentioned, that place the flags here at the Buford Cemetery. And they are blessed with the job, and they do it because they love it, and it's in their heart. But as with anybody, there isn't anything but troubles. I thought about, what would I talk today? What would I say? I had a lot of trouble putting this together. So I thought, that's a great title for the message, Troubles. We all have troubles, some more than others, and I'm sure if you're like me, you feel nobody has as many troubles as you do. Now, we're not in church this morning, and I won't pretend to think that talking about God is why you're here. But no matter what I share with you today, remember that Jesus had troubles too. He had troubles long before we even knew what troubles were. By way of the Bible, Jesus leaves us 4 incredible things to help avoid trouble or to help us in a time of trouble. He tells us to believe in a person, Jesus Christ. Believe in a place, our glorious heaven. Believe in a promise. As a believer, God hears our prayers and we will be united with Jesus when he calls us home. A promise that God said that I will not leave you nor forsake you. And I will be with you to all times, even until the end. And the 4th thing is to believe in a plan. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no man come unto the Father except by me. It sounds like a plan to me. We opened with a little bit of a prayer, asking God to bless the situation today, and believing in a person, a place, and a promise comes out of that prayer. But today I'm here believing that these fallen men and women believed in a plan where God said that he would not leave them or forsake them, that he would be with them at all times, even unto the end. Remember today at 3 p.m., take a moment in prayer and give the fallen a moment of thanks and let them know they are not forgotten. As the entire country will take that at 3 o'clock today. I want to share with you some lyrics to a song that I usually sing, and we're not equipped to do that here, and that's probably a good thing. But the words are very impacting, and it's called Fallen and Not Forgotten. He stood beside his daddy as the soldiers marched on by. It was Memorial Day, and he wondered. There were tears in Daddy's eyes. Later they laid flowers beside a monumental stone. He said, my son, my daddy went to war. He didn't make it home. Fallen, not forgotten. He was a hero. He stood tall. And forever will remember with honor and glory that he gave his all. Many left their families and the towns where they were born, for the rice paddies of Vietnam and the sands of Desert Storm, Afghanistan, Iraq, and Iran. There were soldiers in Korea and in World War I and World War II. They paid the price. Some gave their lives. They fought for me and you. Now, freedom is a blessing, but freedom has a price. And we must remember those who paid it with their lives.
Gentoo.
Remember the fallen, not forgotten.
Well, I'm not.
They are the heroes.
Now.
They stood so tall.
Well,
and forever we will remember with honor and glory that they gave their all.
Hours to get here, right?
We grieve the losses of suffered at the hands of battle. But I wanted to take a moment and remember these lives as they were when they walked the face of this earth.
Yeah, you do that.
Many fallen men were productive, God-fearing men of this community. Many farmed the lands and provided for their families, paid the bills and put food on the table and clothes on the back of their children.
Bye.
Some worked in local factories, leaving early every morning and coming home tired and dirt-filled, ready for a meal and a quick nap, and then take a few minutes to spend with the family. And a chance to do it all over again the next day. Because it was a freedom they enjoyed given to us by the fallen. The fallen women were loving wives and nurturing towards the children, getting the meals on the table and making sure their clothes were clean. And if they were able and capable, they would help the children with their homework. My friends, these men and women laughed and cried, but they never questioned why. They stood up and they took a post and fought for the rights in America and our freedom for you and I. The very rights they fought for gets me to wondering if we understand the rights and if we may not be squandering them. You know, I view some of the things that have gone on and are going on. You know, we're having a tremendous $1 million lawsuit against the company because they aren't filling up enough pop in the glass. Yes, it's a right and a privilege that these men and women fought for our freedom and our ability to live. But when we take advantage of those privileges and do something such as this, and free enterprise, I get it, you know, but they would be the first ones to complain if the drink was too warm for a lack of the ice. There's a $1 million lawsuit for coffee being too hot when it's spilled in the lap where the person put the cup of coffee situated between the legs as they drove off. My friends, between your legs is not a cup holder. And again, they would be the first to complain if the coffee was served to them cold. The rights fought for drink and enjoy and peace because they took a post. They held a gun and they defended our rights and our privileges to have a quiet enjoyment, whether it's in a cup of coffee or a cold drink. Each of us knows someone that has served, and with that, so a day like today should hit home with you. We're living in an age of entitlement, and it's overbearing sometimes. And to our young people, you're not entitled to things. You have a privilege to enjoy the things that people have fought for and defended the honor of this country. When we leave here today, don't be sad, don't leave unhappy. The fallen men and women served with gladness and determination to come home victorious of battle. Leave here today with gratitude, grateful that someone who didn't even know you cared enough to defend this country and provide us with our freedom. Freedoms, like Brother Glenn said, to even come together today without persecution. And to you young people here today, not sure of what's really going on, know this. Men and women lost their lives fighting for your freedom. And in return, they ask only for your respect and gratitude. Nothing more, really. It's my spiritual belief that our loved ones that served or just attended these services each year that have gone on to be with the Lord are looking over the balcony of heaven down and seeing all of us together on this gracious day, and the Lord providing us with such a beautiful day to celebrate, to respect, and recognize those that have fallen. I believe that they're just honored to the tilt that we've come together, and they're shooting down the smiles upon us. Let's really honor the fallen today by showing love and compassion that God has put in our hearts. At home, when you're visiting someone and you come to their door, you know, hand them the newspaper. I don't know how many times in New Jersey they'd come to the door and they'd step on the paper and talk and then leave. Give them the newspaper, offer to get their mail, pick up a piece of trash that had blown on their lawn. Show them some love and compassion, doing something with nothing in return. Perhaps you're out and about and you offer to help someone with their groceries, or you hold the door open for someone that you don't know. Pull out a shopping cart for them, or return their shopping cart, or keep the shopping cart for your own use, and mention to how grateful they are to be there at that right time. I tell the story in church about the love and compassion of people, and we would go to the toll booth at the bridges, and when we would go to pay the toll, we'd pay for the car behind us. And then they'd try to speed up and see who we were and why we would do such a thing. Of course, back in the day, it was only 10 cents. It's $1 now. We don't do that very much anymore. But it was love and compassion that we would show in a small way. It doesn't have to be large. We love because God loved us. And whosoever says that they love God can't possibly hate a believer, or they be a liar.